Vest, a large academy in Valencia, Spain, previously home to world number 27 Juan Luis Brie and world number 15 Tamara Carter. Now they've got a number of talented young players coming out of this academy, and I came here to do an intensive training week with their high performance team to prepare for the European Championships. On Monday, I arrived at the Paddle Elite Club for my first session, and we were going to be focusing on defense. We did some drills to practice hitting fast balls into the opponent's body, and for this it's important to keep a fluid and relaxed body.
Reactive, and your upper body relaxed but with a fluid motion.
Instantly, by focusing on having a relaxed upper body, I did feel a big improvement in how I was able to direct those balls into my opponent's body with pace. And why do we want to do this? It's to force our opponent to hit a block or a weaker volley so that you can then lob or actually turn the point from defense into attack. We also practice chiquitas, a slower ball which you want to hit with a tense upper body and using your core more.
With a slow ball, with a chiquita for example. And for the chiquita one, you are going to maintain your body with tension. Okay? You play a chiquita relaxed, you lose control.
And then it was time to play some points to put it all into practice, and I'm not gonna lie, this was a little bit difficult. In the chaos of a competitive point, it's quite hard to focus on those aspects of isolating different parts of your body, but I do feel like I took on board a lot of these tips, and I've got to keep thinking about this every time I play. And of course, there was a forfeit for the losers.
Thank you.
After that, it was time for strength and conditioning with Alvaro, which you can do on site, and we were focusing mainly on explosive movements, specifically for paddle.
Amazing. Gonna train again this afternoon, so let's go.
Then it was time to refuel and a quick siesta. In the afternoon, I had a private session with Javi at the Vest Club Chirivella, and we were working a little bit on widening my base in defense, and this is super important for stability and control.
The feet, but once you're going to hit, I want a bit of a wider base, so that you can fully hit with your hip. Okay?
I'm quite tall, so I need to get down low, especially when I'm defending low balls.
I feel you are going a bit always
Side.
on the side. That's really, it's adjustment. So let's focus a lot. I'm going to tell her to play a lot to your backhand. And for now, give it a little extra space.
This tip about giving myself some extra space and rolling over the ball slightly on the backhand with topspin was a game changer.
Out there, quick, like
as you hit?
For 2 minutes, yes.
Finally, we talked about disguising shots, something I don't do enough, but I'm really trying to implement now in my game.
You're going fast, for example, and at the end of the movement you change. It's about, think about 4 rails, like I've got my backhand, my block with the backhand, my uncomfortable forehand, and my forehand. Never change from here to here. Like change or here.
So it's easier.
Or here. It's easier for you.
And I bumped into Pablo, an old friend you might remember from my previous video in Valencia. My Spanish hasn't got much better. It's fair to say I was knackered after the first day, but I'd really enjoyed these sessions. The next day was all about playing the volleys with the right depth, precision and power to make sure that you were dominating the net. The coaches are obsessed with making sure that your volleys go to the line. That kind of depth prevents them from doing too much with your ball.
To the line, without glass.
But you can see a lot of these players, they're very experienced and they actually use the techniques of playing into the body in defense very well. So it can be difficult to get the space on the volley so that you can attack the ball and direct it where you want. And in this point situation, you can see our opponents are putting a lot of pressure on us at the net. Carlos defends well though, my partner, and I'm able to get a ball off the wall. And then we're able to transition a little bit easier from defense to attack, building on some of the stuff that we've learned yesterday and today.
Move in.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Fitness on the second day was all about endurance, building our aerobic and anaerobic capacity, particularly for those longer matches. And in the afternoon, I played a practice match against some of the best professionals in the academy. And you can see this in my previous video, link is right there. Wednesday was about mental strength.
I feel like when I make one mistake, I make 10 mistakes in a row.
You know those days when nothing seems to be going right? You keep missing, and every time you miss, you tell yourself it's just because you're having a bad day. And you're not quite sure whether it's because you're actually having a terrible day or because you've just caused yourself to think you're having one. Well, this session was all about releasing these emotions and using breathing techniques to reset and refocus on the next point. They introduced two important techniques: counting your breaths to bring you back into the present moment after a point is over, and resetting with a keyword. Next point. In the chaos of a competitive match, it's this kind of routine that can really help you reset and remember what's important. And now here's a bit more of an in-depth look at our strength and conditioning on Wednesday. Starting off with a wall sit that makes the legs burn.
Vamos. Other thing. Frontal plank. We have to control our hip, and then we are going to touch our shoulder with our opposite hand. Qué bien te veo, Franco. Qué bien te veo.
Then some side lunges.
From the pocket, more or less.
And rotational explosive movements with a medicine ball and a band.
We finish now this part, and we are going to do strength exercise.
Performance and injury prevention, both?
Yes, you are going to see the difference. We will do it with bar and plates, and others with our body weight.
It's been a while since I did bench press, but I got back into it quite quickly, and we did some loaded lunges as well on the box. Followed by some more body weight exercises like these pull-ups. And in the afternoon, I had a private session with the big dog himself, Adrian Torres. He is the head coach of the academy. He's amazing, and you're going to see a video on this very soon. On Thursday, we focused on block volleys. We started off with a quick drill to warm up our reflexes and make sure we were hitting in a compact way. Then we moved into a hitting drill where you had to smack a fast vibra or a flat vibra at the person at the net, and they had to block it. It's fair to say Carlos had a bit too much pace on that one. Then we practiced hitting the block and taking one or two small steps back to anticipate a lob, because when you block a ball, it usually lands softly and your opponent can hit that lob, but you've got to be wary of a chiquita as well. And we put it to practice in some points. These guys were so good. I made the block, but after that they were just onto me, really taking the net very aggressively and playing some excellent volleys. So I had to be really focused to stay in some of these rallies. Again in the afternoon, I did another private lesson with Adrian Torres.
Stay down.
Yeah.
Don't go up with your hand. Stay down with the body, with your balance and with your hand.
Friday was my final day of training. I actually took the morning off. I rested while my girlfriend Andrea did some training, which was great, to be honest. And then in the afternoon, I did a final mic'd up match with Adrian Torres, the head coach of the academy, where he gave me live tips on my performance. So again, look out for this. There's a really special video on this coming very soon.
With the grip or orientate your racket.
Yeah, just really impressed by all the coaches, all the staff. You know, Alvaro, the fitness coach as well, has been putting me through my paces. Obviously the level was very high, but then some of the details that they picked out in terms of positioning, how to deal with faster balls, how to change your biomechanics of your body. And then I think some of the private lessons with Javi and Adrian Torres, we were able to deep dive on more specific things which have helped so much. And obviously the conditions in Madrid are going to be maybe a little bit faster than here, but they'll be pretty similar, I hope. So I'm looking forward to the Euros and see you all next time.